welcome back to my channel and welcome to 2026. I hope all of y'all have had a wonderful end and beginning to the year. Today I thought it would be fun to share with you guys the ways that I'm going to be showing myself love in 2026 and hopefully carry it throughout the year. These aren't really in any particular order. I kind of ordered some of them in specific ways, but none of these are necessarily more important or less important than any of the other ones. The first one I wanted to talk about was probably, honestly, the most important, contrary to what I just said. That is saving money. I thought that I was in a great place. I thought that I had it made. I thought that nothing was going to happen. Then if you missed it at the end of 2025, I lost my job. I luckily, based on how I budget, have been able to sustain and support myself while I'm trying to find another job. I definitely would have been in a lot of trouble had I not budgeted the way that I did. There's a lot of things I did wrong financially while I had a job still that I shouldn't have gone just because I felt comfortable. I added to credit cards. I spent money when I should have. I made purchases that I shouldn't have made because I was like, well, I'll have the money to pay it back. I'll have the money to pay off that credit card. It's really just brought that to my attention. I should never mentally be as comfortable with my money as I was, even in place when I do have a decent paying job. Have talked about this before on my channel. I'm aware I have a money problem. Shopping is a habit and it is not a good one. For me personally, a bad habit and a bad way of coping with negative feelings. I've known this for years. I never stressed solving that problem because I had a steady job. I was at my last job for very close to 6 years. I didn't think I was going to be losing my job. It was just a blindside. But that has brought it to my attention that no matter how comfortable I feel wherever I am at does not equate to, well, I don't need to worry about that problem. In 2026, I am committing to myself once I have another job of really putting my money first. And that is the top priority. I have credit cards that I will need to continue paying on. On top of that, need to get that spending under control so that it doesn't happen again. And I feel like I can go out without spending hundreds of dollars on stuff that I just don't need. I also need to rebuild the money that I will have spent by the time I do get a new job. I would like to just kind of rebuild some of that, as well as put money into my savings account so that I have some cushion in my checking account, but also really mostly start to put money into my savings account. I view money as really the last bad habit that I have. It's also a sign of respect for myself and setting myself up for the future, whether that future be retiring, taking a hiatus from working, losing a job, going on vacation eventually, whatever it is. It's been disrespectful towards myself to not make sure that I am set up for things that could happen or will happen in the future. And that's kind of why that one is my main priority. It really is life-changing when you don't have the money that you need because you've put yourself in a bad financial situation. The next things I'm going to talk about are taking care of myself physically and mentally, starting with the physical side of it. That's a lot of things that I've already been working on this last month, 2 months, having a routine and self-care to take care of my skin and my hair and my nails. Body would be getting more exercise in more than one way. I'm not just gonna strength train. I'm gonna strength train. I'm gonna work more on mobility. I'm gonna work more on cardio. Cardio, especially because over the last couple of years, my asthma has been so bad to the point that sometimes when I'm just sitting here in my apartment and the weather's bad, I'm starting to have a asthma attack and I need to use my inhaler or take a breathing treatment. Doing more cardio will help with that, and it's good for your heart. Of course, exercising also means taking care of your sleep habits as well, making sure I'm going to sleep earlier, making sure that I'm trying to get a good night's sleep. I like to wake up a little bit earlier just so that I have a little bit more time in the day. Don't know what the future looks like right now. I don't know how much money I will be making at my next job, if it's going to be an excess amount of money or if it's going to be just enough to pay my bills. Regardless of what it is, I just want to focus on eating better for my body, but within my budget. So if can be a little bit higher of a budget, then cool, we can go a little bit higher and get, maybe some of the more expensive stuff. If it has to be cheap and I have to get creative, then that's what I'm going to do, just so that my body feels good. And then the mental side of that, doing yoga more frequently, meditating more frequently, practicing affirmations in the mirror or just saying them out loud to myself, taking bubble baths or longer showers to just relax, and journaling of some form throughout the year, just getting the thoughts out, getting the feelings out, whatever it is. Yoga is a lot of breath work. Meditation can be breath work, really slowing your mind down. I just want to have a mixture of those things that I can circle back to flip-flop when I'm doing week to week or month to month, depending on what I need mentally. The next one kind of goes along with that, and that is just working on building up my confidence more. I used to be a pretty confident person, and then I lost my job and got blindsided and slapped in the face. The last several months, honestly, the last year, between just all of 2025, my confidence has just shot way down. I want to go into this year feeling confident in myself. One of the ways I tend to feel more confident in myself is by just making myself look nice, look good, feel good, doing my makeup, putting jewelry on, wearing a cute outfit, maybe putting on some perfume, doing my nails. Right now, the only other thing I can think of to help build that is to just look at ways to help ease and work through anxiety. I feel like a lot of my confidence comes from also being anxious about things. And so I just want to do some research, have a list on my phone, I don't know, maybe get a book. I don't know. I'll probably update you guys in the future. Just have ways to work through that anxiety so that it's not like sitting at the forefront of my brain and it's tucked away in a shelf. That's a lot of times why I don't feel confident, because that confidence turns into anxiety. I am going to work on being just more positive in general. I'm not in the past a very optimistic person. I am a very pessimistic person through all of the trauma, all of the life that I have lived. I don't get my hopes up for things. I don't look at the best in things. I don't search for the best things in people. I prepare myself for the worst of the worst to happen, because that's just saved me in so many scenarios where I've learned lesson after lesson. While I think some of those things make sense, I think that it is my duty to myself to still protect myself in a way that feels good to me. I could definitely be more positive. I could try to see the better things out of a bad or negative scenario. Actually try to do things to pull myself out of that negative space rather than just sit in it. I definitely believe that there are times when you should sit in those feelings and really allow yourself to feel them, work through them. I believe in feeling your feelings. Some of us take it to the extreme. I know I do for sure. Just working on not letting it just get to me as much as I typically do. Having relationships and people around you, I think, definitely affects your mental well-being and whether or not you are a more negative or positive person. I don't have friends, which could be its own video. I do have family, and I have over the last month been very fortunate to be able to be around that family more this last month than I have been in 6 years. It's just really kind of brought it to my attention. I feel a lot better afterwards. I'm not someone that I've ever felt like I need to be close to other people. I am very much fine being on my own. It does make me just feel good. It makes me happy in a way, which is a bit weird. But I also think in the same vein, a coworker, for instance, were to invite me out to a get together with, coworkers, maybe I should do that. Not really read into it too much, because in the past I've been very much a person where I read into everything. But I think sometimes I could do a better job at not looking past that one scenario. Go out, have a good time, have your little, brunch, enjoy it, and let that be it. It doesn't have to be anything more. It doesn't have to be this thing that you have to stress, as well as maybe just going to more events that I would actually be interested in that happen in my area, just to get around people. Over the last month, I've kind of become more of a people person, and it's a little weird. I think that's definitely something that, I can pick and pull from. Just have more of a life that's not just me. Look for things to go and do instead of waiting for people to invite me. Not that I would be the person to invite people to go out to lunch or anything. I would definitely be the person to be like, no, I don't want to go to lunch. I'm fine. I'd rather go home with my dog. Maybe I don't say no to that so often. The next thing is really just honing in on something that I was doing in 2025, hobbies that I really love. I want to get through stuff that I have for random hobbies. Needle felting, I have diamond painting stuff, I have painting stuff like watercolors, acrylics, crochet stuff, just all sorts of crafts where I have not just equipment to do it, but actual materials to do it. So I want to get through the materials that I have for stuff that I might not be as interested in doing, so that I can really focus on the crafts that I enjoy. I'm not feeling bad with just wasted money sitting in containers of needle felting stuff that I just haven't used. I went to my mom's, I picked up old yarn that I had. I'm going to start on another blanket here soon. I picked up a bunch of yarn. So I'm going to continue to crochet blankets. That seems to be the thing I want to do right now. I love myself watching some Twitch and YouTube. Do not get me wrong. It can be a little draining. And at the end of the day, you're kind of like, I just laid on the couch all day and didn't do anything. And it's been honestly really nice to also be doing something like crochet or painting or whatever it is while I'm watching those things. And of course, you guys, I want to put more into you guys and my videos and more time into it. I haven't done a vlog in a while because I just feel like my life is so boring and I don't have anything to vlog about. I was thinking that I might start doing more daily style vlogs. It wouldn't be every single day, but more often for sure, over on like Instagram. So I want to do more Instagram content, more YouTube short content, just to get some other things out. The last thing I had on my list that I could really think of is taking my dog for more adventures and just spending more intentional time with her that is also memorable for her. I spend time with my dog. I cuddle when she wants to cuddle. We, play fetch together in the apartment. We go on walks, but the last year has been so difficult on us. And honestly, our community just doesn't feel safe. There's just a lot of people that don't care. There's a lot of people that just don't really care about the safety of others or think about the fact that they're in a community, they're not in a park, they're not in a neighborhood, but it just makes it not feel safe. And so it's made it very hard to do things outside of the apartment. So I want to make more intentional choices for her and actually take her on more adventures. go to different parks, car rides. I want to do more just car rides with her this year. I'm really hoping that we can get her car anxiety figured out so she can be a little bit more comfortable in the car, because I feel horrible take her in the car because she hates it. Not full hiking, but trails and stuff. She's in before at the end of May. That's crazy to think about. Not even just adventures, but just also stuff here at home and making more treats for her that are, actually healthy for her and not bad for her as far as like high calorie and stuff, because she loves to taste different treats and stuff, and just making more memories for her. This is on my list because my dog is literally my life. I love my dog. I'm gonna cry. My dog has been by my side through so much this year. Ignore my crying. And she's been just so good to me, taking care of me through the last 2 months of life happening and the last year of me having panic attacks from her getting attacked. She's done so well, and she's not an emotional support animal. I will never like register her for that. I don't need it. Like there's that could be a whole nother video. She's not an emotional support animal, but she is almost just naturally taken on that role with me over the last year, where she doesn't leave my side. She has just been so good to me and taken care of me. She stays by my side the whole time during panic attacks. She licks my face. She's literally the best dog in the world. I definitely have not done nearly enough to appreciate her, give her the amazing life that she deserves and all the experiences, a lot because of my anxiety and stuff, and I want to stop letting that stop me. Now that I am fully out of sunlight, that is all that I could think of. I would love to hear what you guys are doing for yourselves this year. These are just promises to myself. I believe we are all going to have a wonderful 2026. It is going to be a big year. I really wanted to start 2026 off with just a positive attitude. I'm really trying to put the past years behind me. You don't grow if you stay in the same place. You have to try new things, new ways, go out of your comfort zone to achieve new things. And so hopefully these are things that will help me. I hope that you got something out of this video. Feel free to drop your comments, your thoughts, your opinions. Feel free to check out my channel for more content, and I will see you guys in the next one.